Before we send people off, we want a little bracket recap. We had a lovely 8 people from the qualifiers, and then they all faced off against 4 people from who were the bottom 4 of last format's top 8. And so for today's group race, we have 8 people: Little Herdez, Warehouse Jesus, Half Eaten Trash Pizza, Ravspect, and then they face off as well against Callet, Danimal, Slink, and Bob. We'll see who makes it back into top 4 and keeps their spot for the next top 8, and who wants to go back to relegations. So that'll be exciting to see.
Yeah, definitely. So these guys have proven throughout the last races that they're confident with these settings. They know where to go. They know how to read everything and make the right plays. So we'll see if they can continue doing that here.
Alright, they have given the force start. So in the top left, we have Little Herdez. In our top right, we have Warehouse Jesus. Bottom left, we have Callet. And then the bottom right, we have Danimal. So we will see how this goes. Remember, this is our 3rd format for King of the Crown. This is Yeet the Crown, where you have to get all 5 torn pages. You start with both proofs and Promise Charm. So it's really just a torn page hunt, and you're really battling against the hint system and trying to get the bulk progression points, make sure you're getting them fast and your info fast.
Yeah, so we'll see who wants to elect to do their death abuses, who's going to go through Pride Lands right away, and then where they're going to go get their bulk of progression points to see where they end. Some people I see end in Halloween, or not Halloween, Disney Castle, and then some elect to get theirs doing Agrabah. So we'll like to see where their routing takes.
So we do see 3 Pride Land starts, but then we see the Beast Castle start from Warehouse Jesus. Unfortunate death.
Actually going through getting a few chests out of the courtyard here for Beast Castle. So I wonder if they're just going to do this and then leave, or if they're going to push up to get a few more chests here.
I feel like you're just doing this extended shotgun.
Yeah, one thing you want to hope for is you don't find too many HP ups there, because then your death abuses, if for anything else, are going to take that much longer, just because it is beginner setting. So you're not going to be taking that much damage here pretty quick. You see horizontal slash in Pride Lands, and then Ditch is in Beast Castle.
Okay, he also gets another arrow dodge. That's always appreciated. Kind of want that better movement.
Exactly. Having that, they could get enough of that. If core is required, or Hollow Bastion 2 is required, they can have that movement to get core skip down.
Okay, we are seeing the 2nd death abuse from Warehouse Jesus.
Yeah, and you can already see that that those 2 HPs they picked up really starting to show just how much longer your death abuses will start taking here. So luckily enough, they still took enough damage to where it was a pretty quick death abuse. Ooh, and finally an experience boost.
Yeah, that's always appreciated. It's hard to get mileage out of it, but the sooner you think about XP grinding, the better. In crit, you can get away with pretty much doing it almost whenever, but for a beginner, it's really, really tough to get used to it the longer your seed goes on.
Yeah, the longer it is, you're not going to get much mileage out of it because you're not going to get into that range to start boosting your experience. So if they decided to do it early, if they could find the tools for it, it might help them out in the long run. Yeah, looking... Pridelands 1 was pretty empty. Saw a few, an auto wisdom and a few other skills, but nothing much in there.
Okay, we are seeing the others go into Agrabah. We're seeing Danimal actually go to Halloween Town instead. So a tiny bit of divergence from this group. Alright, there was a Battlefield's War on levels, so that's always a nice item in case they actually do have to do the second visit. It's pretty unlikely they will. There's only like 5 checks spread across that visit.
Yeah, if you're getting that second visit, you got pretty unlucky with not finding anything in the first visit, where that's, like you said, the bulk of your checks. So hopefully they won't have to go there, but we'll see how that unravels from here. And Torn Page is on level 9 on Danimal's side there, so early Torn Page there. And Little Herdez has picked that page up as well, so opt to see if they go push 100 Acre, get those first couple of checks, or if they're going to wait and finish off a few more shotguns before doing so.
I think with the fear of pages always being able to potentially be on pages, you just kind of have to always go for it at some point.
Yeah, just if you're going to continue doing your shotgun around, or if you just go there now. I've seen some where they just get the page and they're like, oh, I'm going to immediately go here because I get that instant out of 100 Acre Wood. And some will elect to kind of do their shotgun around the corner, around the world, and then go do it on like one of their last few checks.
Whoa. That was some tense lag. I would love when Twitch bugs out on you.
Danimal going into OC. See what we
it's
find here in the
shotgun.
first couple checks. Yeah, just going around the world, doing your checks here, and then see if you can't find something, and then move on from there. So, see if they find anything here.
Oh, okay, we actually see a Will Never Was visit from Herdez in the top left.
Yeah, it's one of those that a lot of people seem to kind of forget or stray away from. And if you're there, you're just getting your 4 checks here and then you're just leaving. So it's not that much time you're losing, even if you only have like level 1 movement. So there's always a chance you find a movement or something important here that not many other people might find, but unfortunately there really wasn't anything there.
Oh wow, so Danimal finds a picture and a money pouch, both in the rampart. Both really nice things.
Yeah, having that access to money pouch, your ether supply will be pretty good for the most part, so you shouldn't be going through a lot of those. And then the picture, you need to continue into Twilight Town 2.
This beginning of the seed is pretty dry overall. I mean, obviously you have like a money pouch, but you have just a thunder, one page. Okay, you get a reflect.
And you get a
SP.
reflect.
It's okay. This is an okay beginning.
Oh, and Sword of the Ancestors.
Well, we've seen the last two seeds. If people know how to use that, or they have to do Shan Yu skip. Oh wow, so Whereas Jesus actually gets a Blizzard off of levels. That's pretty nice. Level
Blizzard,
15.
so few things on early level, so we'll see how much is actually buried on levels for the amount of stuff they're getting.
Okay, we are seeing Danimal go to 100 Acre.
Yeah, he's got the pages, he did his shotguns around, and he's got the instant out with having the page and finding another Blizzard. Once he gets to level 15, he'll have access to Blizzara, which will be really nice to go push through Port Royal. Yeah, so far the seed itself is like he said, it's a little dry, but you're finding tools here and there that are going to help you with your pushes early on.
Right, yeah. Oh, God, it's so weird seeing the double mini game. It makes sense, but it's just so funny visually looking.
Right.
And yep, we see the SP visit as well. So I think the only one on our screen here that hasn't gotten his Callet. So they'll be missing out on that reflect for a little bit. Damn, stream bugging out for a second. And we do see the double Disney Castle visit. Pretty standard. Most people opt to usually go counterclockwise around the GOA.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that is actually the last finishing plus that I picked up. Because in these settings, you start with one. There was one, I believe, in Agrabah. Or Pride Lands.
It was either Agrabah or Pride Lands, and yeah, then they have the third one here in Disney Castle. So having all three finishing pluses relatively early that'll be nice.
Sometimes you actually get some really good use out of that. Usually though, that's if you're fighting like super bosses, it matters a lot.
Right.
But maybe if you're doing like the Will Never Was, that also gets some leverage. Okay, double mini escort makes sense. And we're getting an okay push.
Yeah, okay push there. Unfortunate. Got to roll out of there, so went right past Mini there.
A reminder, if you're trying to do the mini push and you have like a little bit of struggles, trying to imagine Minnie as like a cylinder that's gliding along the left wall. You want to be pushing her on the right edge of that cylinder so that she like rolls along, because if you go into her body or closer to the left wall, then you're sort of pushing the cylinder out. So the other visual way to remember it is to always like imagine Sora being in the middle of the yellow strip of the carpet. That is another visual way to help. Alright, so Khaled will actually be the first one of these four to get the first set of hints. Maybe our other racers might have gotten the hints by now, but we'll take a peek from our perspective and we'll move on. Ooh, just a little too short.
So everybody here in Disney Castle finishing up their first set of progression points. It's like everybody here did finish it up in Timeless River, right? So it's 2 points to once you get Timeless River.
Yeah, you got 1 point from Mini Escort, 1 point from Bolt.
Okay.
So Danimal is missing one shotgun. They're missing, I believe, Halloween Town or Agrabah.
Agrabah, they went to Halloween Town first. Pretty early.
So we need to clear that out. Meanwhile, we can take a look at our first hints coming up. So we have levels revealed, Beast Castle revealed, and Port Royal revealed. So in levels, there is a second torn page, as well as another ice cream, or as well as the ice cream. And then for Beast Castle, there is a torn page there. We have yet to find that. So it's somewhere past Thresholder. And then for Port Royal is, at the moment, it's dead. We'll see if they need that Beast's Claw, or Identity Disc, or maybe that picture is enough.
Well, because the picture was in the shotgun, so they at least have that. It's if they need to go into Twilight Town 3, and then where's that ice cream going to be on levels? But we know we have access to 3 pages. 2 are going to be on levels, and then one's in Beast Castle. That's obviously, like I said, past Thresholder, so we don't know how deep that's going to be. And then as well as levels, again, we don't know how deep that is. So it is good information, but we still don't know enough to how much are we going to need.
And we'll take a peek over at our other racers. So in the top left, we have Half-Eaten Trash Pizza. In the top right, we have Ravspect. Bottom left, we have Slink, sort of newcomer. They haven't actually played in any turns before, and I believe this might be their first one they're playing in, and they're already in top 8 of the Wayfinders division, so that's pretty solid.
Okay, and this is we're talking about that ice cream's on level 17, so you have access to Twilight Town 3 really early. Now, obviously, you're still kind of lacking the tools to kind of make a decent push, or I wouldn't say decent push, but a fast push through it. Your tower is going to be slow, and you really don't have any forms to, look to level in there. So, see what they do with that.
Now we are seeing the town push, actually, out of Slink. They have yet to do some of the other shotguns. They've yet to touch Disney Castle. They haven't touched Space Paranoids, not Beast Castle, but they did do the TT shotgun, actually. They found nothing.
Oh, okay.
Okay, in our bottom right, we have Bob. Bob being one of the few to actually snipe a spot in the relegations. We'll see if his low loadless carries him this seed again. Gets him into a top 4.
That was insane. The sniper pretty out of Bob. And then Slink was going to do some XP grinding here on Minute Fight. Got low enough on the enemies outside, and going to be using that Blizzard. So see how far this pushes them. They're going to get decent stats out of this, so this should be set for a good while after this.
We do know that there is a torn page still on levels. That is the last thing they have not found. They don't know that yet. They'll find out very shortly that it's there's a torn page there. So this is good that they're getting levels in. They're going to be slightly ahead of others in terms of the leveling page. And they finally get their first set of hints from Slink. So they will know that their leveling was totally worth it. At least leveled and attempted.
Ending at level 22 and pretty decent stats for sitting at level 22.
Okay, I like this. They actually opt to leave and go straight for Ruby's Castle for this front page. Makes sense. Oh, we see in the top left a Roxas quick run. A little bit bold choice.
Definitely a bold choice because you. Oh, they're doing where did they not get their 1 progression points?
So it's Halloween Town, Pride Lands. They're missing Agrabah. Actually, they're missing a few shotguns.
Yeah.
No, they didn't do Agrabah, actually. Yeah, they're missing that 1 progression point. They only entered it. They didn't go up to Abu.
They didn't go to... Interesting play.
Yeah, we'll see if that doesn't hurt them. Now, we found out from other streams that from the other racers that there wasn't actually anything in Agrabah up to Abu. It was like maybe like a couple abilities, but that was really it.
Yeah, a couple of abilities. Nothing too major that's gonna be defining, I would say. But it'll be helpful, so we'll see how it plays out for them.
Yeah, I kind of missed it, but very quick thresholder fight from Bob. They're already in the underground, and they already got a guard break.
Yeah, I'm not sure where they picked up Trinity, but they had that, so it makes that fight really, really fast.
Oh wow, combo boost too. So a lot of pretty solid items. Oh, okay, so Roxas had second chance, so that's pretty okay.
All right, Roxas, what else are you hiding behind yourself here? Membership card.
Ooh, I hope Slink got this. Okay, Slink is fine. And if you're going for the Trinity 1 cycle, you want to pretty much never hit anything with the Trinity. You want to make sure it's like, pointed away. Sometimes you'll be fine. If you don't do too many hits, you'll still get the 1 cycle. But if you hit the enemies way too much, you can risk just doing way too much damage and not getting the DM skip, or sorry, phase skip.
Yeah, so lucky for them, they got that 1 cycle, so they don't have to sit there and do the whole nother.
So Bob's still doing a little bit of menuing, make sure they're all kitted up the way they like. One last chest, and it's just an empty up, so we still have no sign of this Thorn page. So you could just do Darkthorn right away. You could opt to do it later, but you know your Thorn page is still there. Some people can just do it right away. I mean, you have Twin Howl, which is pretty good limit. You also just reflect if you have the reflection SP. It's a pretty flexible fight.
Yeah, so they definitely have the tools to be able to do that fight, but opting just to go through, do some more checks, see if you can't find something else, maybe find a limit for them. But obviously, we know from others that there's really nothing here in Twilight Town 1.
Trash Pizza, there's no way you do this. There's no way you're doing this, right?
No way you're not doing this. Don't do it.
Okay, cool. I don't think I would even.
I don't like this if they do it.
So you have 31 strength, 32 magic. I would maybe like go to PR or something and level, and then maybe consider.
Yeah, after you do a little bit of that, I would consider it. But you're sitting here, at best, you have Comet. So, I mean, you're not really working with too much.
Okay, interesting. So we have Slink actually pushing into the Darkthorn fight. So we'll see if the Torn page is here. Trash Pizza clearing up some of the other shotguns, doing HB. They probably might go check out TT. Ravspect also going into TT as well. Oh wow, so once more.
Once more. So already having access to both Second Chance and Once More. And also finding a magnet just before Bailey's. Getting some magic around for themselves was really nice. And then Slink here going to be finishing up Darkthorn. See what, if anything, is on him.
God, this Twin Howl damage is insane.
Oh, there's with their stats, yeah, it's absolutely melting them.
Alright, so nothing on that first pop-up on both of those checks. We have one last thing here.
And that Beast Claw is definitely needed.
Yeah, so now Slink opts to go back. They already cleared the beginning part of PR. They're like, okay, let's chase after the hints. And they just have to follow the hint trail. So it's a little bit of a easy street for them. Just hope that you get your Beast Claw before Barbosa. They actually will get their next set of hints as well. You get 1 point from the barrel fight, or if you want to call it a fight, barrel minigame.
Looking at the others, nobody else looks to be close to that, so they will be the first one with that second set of hints.
Ooh, the pirates giving him a bit of troubles. There we go. Pirate cooperated. Okay, Bob also going back into Beast Castle, gonna go clear out Darkthorn.
Like,
ooh,
stream is?
Nah, it's a game crash.
Oh.
Yeah, sometimes the game does that. You can see the timer still rolling, so it's just a game crash. Another game crash as well from Ravspect. Uh-oh. Oh no.
It's one of them seeds where the game's just gonna crash.
Oh, okay. His game is like frozen.
Yeah.
So at times like these, you need to just Alt F4 task manager it right away.
Yeah.
Because look at that loadless time. It is still ticking down because the game is still technically open.
Okay, they finally got it off there.
Yeah, it's definitely a bit tough to just think, oh, my timer's still going. Why is my game not playing?
Yeah, that's one of the things you're not looking at is, oh, my timer's still going. So, unfortunately for them, they lost a good amount of time. That's pretty close to a minute system.
Ooh, Ravspec, no, you gotta stop. So that's the Trinity crash for Ravspec that time.
No.
So at that point, you can't do anything about that. That is on you to do.
Oh no! Are we gonna get it on Trash Pizza as well?
You should be okay. We'll see. Okay, yeah, he's fine.
Okay. Could you imagine 3 crashes?
Everyone's just unlucky. We'll see here if Slink has a consistent crash or not. Okay, yeah, so Ravspec, what Ravspec was doing was he was trying to get to this last wave to get the Trinity kill, even though Trinity crashed him already beforehand. So playing with fire 3 times.
Yeah, it looks like both him and Slink got through their crashes, so nothing consistent on Slink's end, so only unfortunate part was their timer going for about a minute.
And we'll see if this PR holds up. See where other racers are at. But we are into barrels, so we will get our next set of hints here very briefly.
Okay,
right,
so Twilight Town and 100 Acres both got revealed. Twilight Town does have a page, Magnet, Thunder, and 2 fires.
We also have we have SP revealed.
Ooh,
So it has a Reflect, Fire, and Sword of the Ancestry. Alright, so that's a okay set of hints. Well, we'll go take a peek at our other racers here.
All right, so it looks like Space Paranoids did die after screen, so don't need to go too far to find everything in there. It looks like Little Herdez finished up PR1, so just having the picture and the money pouch. So don't have the identity disc, which we know we don't need, but that Beast Claw is hidden further.
Actually, we see Danimal clearing out tower. TT tower, makes sense. They get a Magnet and Valor form here so far. Or sorry, yeah, Valor form. Oh, actually, they get the Valor. That's definitely a bit of a weird one. Yeah, I'm not sure where that came out of. Is that Valor?
That looks like Valor.
Right?
Yeah, well, I'm not crazy.
Well, I know for a fact they don't have Valor.
Yeah.
So that's a very interesting visual bug.
Yeah. So we know from the hints that Valor is not there, so...
Yeah, the hints do not lie. They are 100% truthful. The only thing that they will not tell you about due to a small bug is Money Pouch. Aside from that, they are not wrong. Alright, thankfully, I'm telling Danimal to check his DMs. Thankfully, he is trying to death abuse, or not death abuse, what is it? Get low HP, so...
Yeah, going for the XP boost, so...
He's in a good spot.
Yeah. Okay,
he moved it. Honestly, yeah. maybe that's assisted help. Because it's at a pretty good HP count. He has Stitch, too. You kind of want to be, like, as low as possible. Because the HP regen is very scary. So Danimal's still gonna level. Thankfully that page was actually pretty early. I think it was like somewhere under 20, or sorry, somewhere under 28.
Yeah,
or maybe 30 actually. I'm looking at look at KotC2's level actually.
Yeah,
I don't know where it is.
Yeah, KotC2's up at 37, so...
Friendly reminders that the tracker does have a tiny bit of bugs here and there, so you are seeing some of these guys have their levels show up as blue, but that is because there's 2 torn pages, and I guess the tracker doesn't properly count how many pages there are. So it thinks, oh, you have both pages even though you only have one of them. The spoiler hints are correct, there is a second set of pages, so Danimal does have it now, but it just turns blue early.
Not having to go too far into levels to find that second torn page was nice.
Thankfully as well, you do have that ice cream. So Danimal can just push all of TT.
Yeah, you can do all of TT, and then... as far as we know right now, we're on a skill and crossbones hunt. Because we need to go deeper into Port Royal for that Beast Claw.
Hopefully for these guys, the hints are in their favor and they can clear out enough content on the way to the already hinted pages so that they can get these skill and crossbones hinted.
Yeah, like I said, Danimal here pushing Twilight Town. You know you need to go here, and you really don't have any information on anything else, so it's the best play they have.
So Danimal actually will get the next set of worlds hinted. The next pair. Same with a little Herdez in the top left. Alright, so Danimal does get his other 2 worlds revealed. I believe it is LOD. So LOD doesn't really have too many things. That's actually where the real Valor form is that he had mistracked at some point. And then I believe that's Pride Lands got revealed as well.
Pride Lands with Final.
Little Herdez now has that hint. So at this point, I'm pretty sure you should maybe probably just do Mansion. Like, even if the Torn Page comes early, I would probably start pushing your easy progression points.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. If it's early enough, I would just go through, get your progression points, because you still don't have any idea where Skrill and Crossbones or the other Torn Page is. So going after your progression points here, where you can get them the fast, easy ones with what's left. And speaking of Torn Page, it was just in the underground.
Curious, Danimal actually doesn't go to Sons of Terrace. Opts to just leave. Okay.
I could see why. Going back, just seeing what's...
Hopefully it doesn't hurt him.
Yeah. Oh, well, we know there's really nothing else in 100 Acres. Yeah. Not sure about that, looking at things a little bit more. I would have liked them seen to, like you said, push Mansion, get your progression points, and then, do this, but maybe they got something else going on in their mind where they think they have a better play going on.
Okay, so Danimal is going to be doing doing all of PR1. They'll get 5 progression points by the end of this visit. So unfortunately, they'll be a couple points short. So they'll be a tiny bit lost as to where to go. Oh wow, that Magnera is doing quite a lot of work.
They don't have Valor though. That really wouldn't work out right now. Yeah, so see Herdez here pushing Terrace and more like
ooh, okay,
getting
XP
that another XP boost. So
I mean, they could level. They're 12 levels away from that Torn Page.
Yep. So we'll help them out in leveling, but you're really not having to go too far on that. But yeah, opting to leave, you got your double experience boost. Gonna go get your levels done right now. So I like the play. I like it.
So now Herdez will be in a situation. So you're gonna level. You might get to level 40 if you're being a little bit tiny bit greedy. Obviously, you don't need to, but you may just do it for the progression points. Reminder that level 30, level 40, level 30, level 40, you get 1 progression point. Getting to level 50 gives you 2 progression points. Ooh, Kala using Dawn Limit here. The Dawn Limit actually does not contribute to the hit count. Okay, Herdez opting to go a little bit lower. Make sure you are not going to get any big HP regens when you summon Stitch out here. Well, we also have where else? Jesus, top right. Finally clearing out
tunnel, finding Aerial Spire and Berserk Charge.
Alright, for Herdez over here, Stitch is not being the most helpful person. Okay, finally. It's being a bit stingy.
Got their page, so
They are pushing levels a bit. I hope they do get that level 40 progression point. It's kind of a freebie one you can get.
Yeah, you got 50 seconds. You're at 39.
No.
Ooh.
Oh, I didn't get it. Never mind. Okay. I thought they didn't.
Okay. I didn't see that either. I'm like, you're right there.
Okay, we actually have Warehouse Jesus going into Talos River. So they've pretty much exhausted a lot of spots, and they have to blindly choose at the moment, since it's unhinted, where to go for the skill and crossbones. So they're picking PR, or sorry, not picking Talos River, TR.
PR. Close enough, right? They're like on completely opposite sides of the GOA. Yeah, we'll see where Little Herdez opts to go after the mini game here. You don't really have that really great of places to go. I could see him pushing probably OC further on to start getting the bulk of checks there. Other than that, where do you go after that?
There could be the weird plays. You have you can gamble in one of these races and go to STT. That's one thing. We are seeing the one of it was push from Danimal here in the bottom right.
Yeah, you do have Trinity, so you could make the bold play and do an STT. Otherwise, I think Dan was probably on the right spot of just pushing the world that never was, just for your progression points.
We will. I'll take a moment to move over to our other racers. We'll see where they are at. So we have Trash Pizza going on to finishing their PR1 visit. We have the bottom left Slink pushing into HB1. Bottom right, we have Bob. Bob is going to clear out Pride Lands. Oddly enough, they do have it hinted, and they know it's dead.
Going after that final form. That is the only form that's hinted so far. And no, well, I'm sorry, I forgot about Valor, but
I'm not sure if this is even worth going for. Because while you get your progression points, you get 3 points. You might not even get final form. Yeah, it's definitely a
that's the one thing. You're gambling. You're hoping final is here or here on Scar. Other than that,
Bob making this so complicated.
Just reflect. That's all you need to do.
Yeah, they spent way more time just spamming thunders and jumping around instead of just standing in place.
Ravspec pushing through, going through Zigbar right now, so we'll see how they do with their fight. Bob doing Scar here, so we'll see if they can find final on that. That could be very beneficial if final is here on Scar.
I will say something to point out is that there was a membership card before. Yeah, before Zigbar? Trash Pizza did actually push that and did go up to, I believe that is... Oh, they have it in corridors. I don't know if they've gone into Visit 2 of HB as well. They might consider that soon.
Yeah, you have access to that membership card, so you finally get your bulk of checks into Hollow Bastion. I think that would be the best play to go for, is you finally get your bulk checks. Obviously it's still unhinted, so you don't know what else is in there.
Oh, okay. It was a little spooky from Ravspec. They almost did too many hits. Could have gotten pushed Zigbar out of the action loop.
And that final is in Pride Lands 2. So a little unfortunate for Bob's side there. You push that, hoping to get that, and then yeah, you aren't gonna get final this unless they somehow find a light darkness somewhere.
Nav spec finding Chicken Little past Zigbar, so it's okay. And they find Limit.
And Limit, so finding their first form, and it's going to be on Zigbar, so good took a time before you got anything.
Yeah, Slink is finally going into DC Thomas River for their first time. Unfortunately, they won't be finding anything immediately.
No. Pretty barren. So, and for all we know, that cure could just be the only thing in there.
Ooh, Trash Pizza, you gotta be careful. Just walk down. Okay, that works too. If you make one small mistake, your rhythm can get a little messed up. So probably just a little bit of a panic situation. So Trash Pizza opting to play it safe and just make sure that they get the guaranteed room transition. Oh, okay. They're just doing this fight normally-ish, which is a little spooky.
A little spooky, but they should have it.
Okay, so this is past the HP barrier, so you're gonna get into DM.
Yep.
Which is probably not what you wanted. Yeah, so at this point, you're in the DM loop, and you've gotta be here for a while. You don't have any Donald limits to break you out. Oh, I think you're dead. Oh, you barely lived.
They did have second chance once more, so that saved them.
Yeah, I hope they equip it.
Yeah, they did.
Very dodged. Ah, yep.
Fortunate to see you going through that fight normally, and then you just do that. But Ravspect also found Master Form in KotC just before Demic's water clones here.
See if Trash Pizza has a better second attempt at this fight. Depending on how you do this, you kind of want to play it patient. You have like a lot of good tools, but also you need to make sure that if you're trying to go for action, you don't go over that 2.5 bars.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah, so Trash Pizza is just going for basic Hori slashes in the room. Zigbar will eventually break out naturally. I don't know if you... Yeah, okay, you already broke
Yeah.
it. I was gonna say. Okay, oh, he pushed him over. That is into DM phase again. Oh, he got lucky. Never mind. Okay. So now he's in the loop. So he should be fine. Sometimes you just get lucky and you get action loop.
I'm actually surprised they got that. They looked way over, but sometimes it just happens, and you're just gonna take that. Trash Pizza finishing up Zigbar here. They will get that limit form right outside, and then opt to see if they push more or go out and do some other content.
They do have the Wilderness of West hinted for them now. they get hinted along with STT. STT only having a magnet. So it's kind of you don't have to go STT. That's the big plus for a lot of these people.
That is the big plus. A long slog. When you do that. So what are we looking at here for both skill and crossbones and age? OC.
We're looking at OC, HB, maybe Agrabah still could be on drive levels. Still somehow could actually be in Timeless River. Yeah, interesting choice for Trash Pizza to be. I would say it's a fair choice to stay here in the one of was. You can see some people opt to leave and start checking out other worlds because you know you're not going to get any more. You're not going to get any more info out of this aside from the progression points. Like you know what's here in the one of was.
We did find the last page. It was in OC. So now we are on the skill and crossbow.
Okay, Rapsect finally actually doing Darkthorn here. I think that is a little bit risky to put off Darkthorn for this long. The Torn page, in theory, was just right here. Could have lost a bunch of time potentially.
Right, but as we know, it is not. So we are on that hunt for the skill and crossbones.
Yeah, for Rapspect actually, they have not done any of Port Royal. Like, they still have that whole world to do.
Got the Luxor DM skip with limits, so cleared that fight relatively easily.
So both Slink and Bob here in Agrabah. One's already in Treasure Room, the other is about to be on their way there. I like the Treasure Room push. It's a pretty solid progression points, especially just Agrabah 2 in general. You get 4 points total. Okay, so Trash Pizza is opting to just clear out the whatever it was, I think. Maybe they're gambling that it's on forums and they want that wisdom.
Yeah, because that's still unhinted and they know they need skill and crossbows. I like the play. Just because you could make a big gamble and it could pay off huge. And if it is, on a later form, you're going to have that before most other people. As we've seen right now, because everybody's only gone up cleared past Zig Bar, and nobody's done Trash Pizza.
Okay, Trash Pizza barely catching Syx there.
And there's Wisdom.
So I'm not gonna lie, I feel like maybe at this point you've already pushed this far. Zemnis is probably worth it for.
If you're here, I can see a Zenith push. I think it's a very worthwhile push. You get your progression points, and maybe you can get that skill and crossbow.
Oh yeah, they're still also missing the page on level as well. So the wonder was is like an actual decent leveling spot
it's a
too.
it's a great play for Trash Pizza right now.
Oh, he's opting to do Halloween Town. Okay, it's an okay choice too. Bob, meanwhile, done with Twin Lords. No sign of Scimitar and they don't know if Agrabah 2 is needed yet.
They will get the torn page. I believe it was on Pete here. I don't think it was on Hydra.
Ooh, Slink having a bit of troubles with Future Pete here. Kind of want to try to reflect his attacks if you can.
Yeah.
Timing is a little bit awkward. Trash Pizza on through the Prison Keeper fight. Ravspec is actually about to get their 11th and 12th hint from the the barrels here. Same with Slink. Slink is about to get their hint from Future Pete here. Ooh, come on, Slink, you gotta reflect it.
You gotta reflect it, Slink, come on.
Just do a reflect. Alright, and the next two worlds. So it does reveal that there is the Skill and Crossbones in OC. So it is in second visit.
Okay, so... And
while they did guess wrong on the world, they do know their path.
But they did pick up another reflect, and then if they do decide to pick up chess in 100 Acre Woods, they would have access to Reflega. And speaking of Reflega, it is just sitting there at King's House. But I believe most people are just going to be stuck with Reflera because I don't think at this point you're going to be pushing Future Pete.
Yeah, if you aren't already there, you basically have zero reason to do blind searches. Like if you have the progression points matching up with everyone.
Right.
Okay, we are seeing Bob finally go to level, or go back to SP.
And Raspek is in OC2, so we'll see how far they have to go.
So visit locks aren't actually set to non-super boss. So Zexian will not have the battle for the sword of the right. Wrong sword. There's too many swords in the game. They won't have skill and crossbones, but it's at most on Pete, which is okay. Or not Pete, Hades.
Hades.
Yeah, gotta messing up every day today.
So unfortunately, we are at another one. We will not have any AS fights. One day we'll get them.
One day. It's okay. We'll get all the ASs during hit list.
Yep. We're just gonna roll them all. On to Hades.
By the way, this is literally just so they can have access to find Beast's Claw. because the last page isn't even in PR. It's in Beast Castle.
It's in
So
Beast
they're
Castle.
doing Hades for access to Beast Castle so that they can get access to the last one page. So it's a fun chain logic, yeah.
All right, let's at least just put the page on Golden. For the content.
Okay, yep. It's just on Hades on the first pop-up. We will move over to see our other racers here. So we actually have Herdez in the top left here onto Hades as well. In the top right, we have Marios Jesus about to go into the Hades arena. On the bottom left, we have Khaled entering the Future Pete fight in OC1, and we have Danimal in the bottom right doing Hydra. So everyone is diverging into OC, realizing, oh shit, it's here.
They know they're going to be here. They did, and as we know, it's gonna on Hades. The rest of them, they don't know how far into OC2. They all come to the conclusion: we need to go here. We need this, and then we need to just get into PR.
Ooh, okay, so from top right, we have Marios Jesus going for Berserk Hori. Now, unfortunately, they did you can mess up the timing a little bit. You usually can just mash this. Oh, Hades. Hades decides to just go into red form. I don't know what this is called. I don't know if this actually has a canonical name. One strat you can do is you can set your game to 30 FPS to make this more consistent.
Yep.
But it usually works fine.
Yeah, you're not having to worry too much about it, so needing to go through all that stuff, not really needed. Alright, let's see this go all the way to Grim Reaper 2. We're just going to drag this out as much as we can.
Alright, here it is. Show us the Beast Claw. Okay, none of the chest. Is it on the medallion? There's two things here. Okay, so it's not here. So that means that Grim Reaper 2 has both Identity Disc and Beast Claw. It's seed looking like slightly hard, by the way.
It is looking slightly hard, and it's gonna deliver some great fights and execution out of these guys. So you like to see it. Danimal here going into Hades is going to get their skill and crossbones, and then everybody else is finishing up, getting into Port Rail 2, getting to Hades. So everybody is coming down. So it's definitely going to come down to a great finish.
I'm gonna be so mad when that what is it? The torn page is just like on Rumbling Rose. It's not even on Zaldin.
All right, like we had to do all this, and it's just Rumbling Rose.
It's just GR2, nothing crazy. Now I will say GR2 is kind of a knowledge base. There's a little bit of quirks about it that do make it sped up and faster.
Mm-hmm.
I can point out the biggest one. Watching her desert do reflect. So after you do this RC, you actually want to lock on immediately and do 2 thunders. See if Herdez goes for that. The trap mistake that people will do is they'll go straight for like picking up the medallions.
Yeah.
So if you do the double thunder, you can hit him with the thunder, and he will drop the coins, which is exactly what Herdez was able to do. Unfortunately, GR2 decided to teleport on top of the medallions, so didn't really gain as much out of that as you could, but still, that is the optimal strat for this fight. Always double thunder after the first RC. And also, something Herdez did just now is you can camp that corner or the corner with the boxes, and you're safe. Yeah.
And then just gonna be hitting with thunders, getting all those coins, and then gonna be finishing off the fight here.
Ooh, a little spooky. Okay, Herdez is fine. Just needs to shoot a blizzard. Fantastic. Very, very basic, very good GR2 fight, and the lovely pop-ups. Here, there's the identity disc, but where's the beast claw?
Right there.
Had to give you a jump scare. Do the last check. The unfortunate part is usually that's sometimes just gonna be buggy. It actually worked out in their favor that it didn't give the bugged second visit behavior. Depending on what visits you do, sometimes you might have to go to the one that it was to trigger the second visit flags.
Yeah.
Whereas Jesus is actually picking up the medallions that are doing a double thunder, so they are losing out on a bit of time and praying to RNG that they get a good pattern when he comes back to the ground.
You have all the coins? There you go.
Okay, so it actually is on Zolden.
Let's go. We get some boss fights.
This is everyone's warm up for the last two formats, King of the Worlds and King of the Hit List. Doing your second visit encounters.
Okay. Nice guy Geek giving everybody their practice while doing a different setting.
No Banjo, there's no Data Zolden.
Data Zolden's for content.
That's a master's seed. If you want to actually see a Data Zolden, I'm joking, by the way, I can't confirm because I haven't rolled the seed, but if you want to see a potential Data Zolden, there's a race later tonight at 3 a.m. Pacific, 6 o'clock in the morning tomorrow of Ninten versus VG. So for my D-gens in the Pacific, or my early risers in the East, or for everyone else that is not US based, that's a fun seed.
Yeah, definitely. If you're going to be around for that, stop by and watch that. It'll definitely be a good race between VG and Ninten.
I will say this because it's always a fun little tale. VG asynced all three of his seeds, so he asynced the quarters seed, the semi seed, and the final seed. However, he played those seeds under the assumption he was not going to play Ninten. Like, he didn't think Ninten would play, I guess. So, because of how Ninten did in the qualifiers and relegations, they ended up being seeded against VG. And during their ASM visit, which they did a speed run for another charity marathon last week. During that marathon, because they were all hanging out together, VG blabbed about the semi seed. I guess they had to have something to talk about. So I have to re-roll them a new seed. But they're gonna play it live at least. You know, that's always the fun part.
Yeah, get in a live race, so you're not sitting there with just a couple asyncs or an async and knowing what's happening. Definitely gonna be a good one for them. So look forward to seeing that one tomorrow morning.
Alright, so very quickly before we switch over and see where the other people are at. Whereas Jesus is about to go to regular Zolden. We have Danimal on the bottom right clearing out GR2, and the bottom left, Khaled is working his way towards there. Little Herdez is about to get the proof from 100 Acre, so we'll see where our other people are at. So we have Trash Pizza in the top left doing Hades for the, the Skull and Crossbones finally. And in the top right, Ravspect is actually doing all their minigames. They have not done a single
They haven't done a single minigame. You know, sometimes you just forget about your minigames.
I think because of how they got the hints, it worked out. Like, they didn't need to. That does mean they can literally just go straight to every minigame. They're probably not going to get bothered to, or not going to be bothered to open chests.
Right, you're skipping everything. You have no reason picking. Though if they do, pick up the one in Kangas. Or Flaga. That'd be a flare.
Oh, they actually are picking up chests for aspect is.
Yeah,
that's fair.
It's fair. You saw there was a reflect, so and there was a quick, really easy. So I don't think they're gonna pick up anything more. You don't need anything. Maybe hope
so some
to
people
find
are,
an explosion.
Maybe
I think
some people are catching up. Let's see if I can get a new set of peeps ready. We are gonna pardon the refresh.
Yeah, we should have Herdez in final fights, and then Ravspec should be not too far behind them going into final. Warehouse is spooky game, so yeah, 3 people will be in final fights. Herdez will have a little bit of time, but Ravspec and Warehouse will be entering about the same time.
Ooh, Warehouse Jesus is doing the B skip a little too early. The trigger's more closer to where the stone part is, not this clear part that turns to ice or whatever. So you want to make sure you don't jump too early. Yep, so Ravspect and Warehouse Jesus is basically tied real time of where they are. If we're looking at loadless, it's they're also, there's a, 20-second difference between them?
Like yeah, about 24, 25, somewhere in there. So yeah.
Oh, right. That's a good angle. It's just if you had full power, that would have been a perfect score.
I respect Warehouse for going for the big yeets, unlike Ravspec just getting the quick one. I respect the big score.
Alright, that is Armored 1 done. We have our other 2 racers starting final fights as well.
And Dan will just finish up their Zaldin, so they'll be going through 100 Acre, finishing up their mini games, and then be away as well. Yeah, definitely going to have an interesting finish here for the end.
And we're going to have a solid... Oh, bizarre frame drops. We're going to have a solid 3 people, I believe. Now, it really depends on who's going to be catching up. So we have Danimal, actually.
Danimal's got a lot of mini games to play, too.
Yeah, he's got quite a while to go. Yeah, we're gonna give a good old refresh very quickly. See if you can see where Bob is. Okay, Bob is actually about to do Starry Hill. I believe they are the closest one to that proof. I believe a couple other people are still on their way to Starry or to what is it? GR2. Sorry, not GR2. To Zaldan.
Zaldan. Right.
Man, look at Bob's load list as well.
Bob's load list is
in theory, man. Bob could potentially snipe out.
He could snipe out a second place. So if you're Bob fans in the chat, you can hope they get a little snipe. Obviously, I still think with everywhere else, where everyone else is, they are going to qualify regardless, but it'd just be funny for them to get another snipe.
Like, it's visually like, oh my god, I could have lost this kind of panic.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh. Twitch being weird. Stop. Stop.
Stop. We want to see the film skip.
Oh god, stop. Okay, they're a little bit off. They just need to do a tiny bit more damage. Alright, they should be okay now.
They should be fine.
No, I don't know if this kills. Yeah, that doesn't kill. They'll be put on 1 HP. So either Thunder or Double Reflect into a thing. Or let Riku
or just let Riku take the kill, I guess. So, GG's to Little Her Dead.
Congrats. They get his spot. Very nice. So we will give a little bit of a refresh. Yeah, so I think Bob snipes out Danimal now. Yeah, I don't think there's a world where Danimal can beat up Bob.
No,
Bob or any of the other two.
Yeah, Bob would have to have like a catastrophic final miss.
How many domes does it take?
the age-old question: how many domes does Bob need to take for Danimal to have a chance?
Oh, God. Yeah, there's Warehouse Jesus done with Armor 2. Now it's just Final Zemnis. Ravspec is just one combo off. I think Ravspec can technically snipe Warehouse Jesus.
Yeah, Ravspec can snipe out. He's got, like I said, he's got about a 30-ish second loadless advantage.
Assuming they have both equally same fights.
Bob finishing up with Armored 1 there, so on their way to Armored 2.
I don't know if Bob actually can snipe them. Because Armored Zemnis takes like a minute.
I mean, alright, GG's to Warehouse, clean Zemnis there. Now let's see if Rav can do it. He's got to do it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of forgot that Warehouse is not playing live, so I have to post this in the race time. Shit.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of forgot about that. So Warehouse Jesus finishes 122.57. And with a load list of 116.51. They do actually beat out Rav. They beat out Rav.
Yeah. Rav unfortunately didn't get the dome skip right away. Oh, and also gets domed.
Alright, I'm gonna pardon the refresh. Ooh, I got on. There we go. No, I have the wrong thing listed. It's okay. We're all panicking. Give me one
everybody,
sec.
everybody panic. Things are going down bad.
It's okay. It happens.
We're professionals here. Don't worry about it.
It happens. Okay, yeah. Aha! I knew I'm forgetting something. What were we just looking at? What the heck? There's Ravspec. There we go.
Yeah, it was Ravspec.
We're gonna replace Trash Pizza with Ravspec. Good job, me. Alright, I think I can catch him just in time. Yeah, I got them just at the very end. Listen, shit happens. Apologies. Alright, so that's Ravspec. So I think Bob is gonna snipe.
Bob with snipe number 2.
Oh, he's right there. Does he actually snipe it?
I think he does.
Oh wow.
I think he's got it.
Wow, GG's to Bob.
GG's to Bob.
Actually, he does do it. He snipes out both Warehouse Jesus and Ravspec.
Listen, Bob needs to change his name to Bob the Sniper because that's all he's doing out here, sniping spots.
Oh my god. And this is why we go by Loadless. Man, so now, oh my god, so we have still Danimal and Slink there. Let's see if I can get our other guys prepped.
Bro, Geek will have it. He'll pull up the good old KH2.
Nah, I refuse to do it now. Alright, so again, here is Danimal in the top left, onto Armored 2, Cowlet in the bottom right, finished with Armored 2 actually. And then we have both our spooky cavers.
Not taking the death. Finally done this.
I think
sure
at this
what
point
happened.
you know, well, I think you know that you lose, so you're just going out on your terms.
But it wasn't even done.
Oh wait,
It was-
that's, oh, never mind.
he just died.
You look away for 1 second. You're wrong. Might have been a misinput. We'll see.
I couldn't see what happened or what caught him, but yeah, they just took a laser sword to the face and ceased to exist. Oh, little too much
not the
damage there.
dome. Not the dome. Oh, you take the dome? Okay, I respect
Okay.
it. At this point, it's like you know you don't need
Yeah,
to.
you're sitting there. You're not making it and finish it out. I'd like to see them go on their own terms, but see if Danimal should be fine here. Looks like they got the double here.
Yeah, so Danimal actually
GG's.
does beat out Cowlet. Well played. GG's to Danimal. Congrats. Even though you do lose this top 8, the bottom 4 do actually get to keep their spots, or they get to start in relegations for next week, or for the next format. So that is a little bit of excitement for some people.
Yeah, knowing you don't have to go through the open qualifier is kind of relief. Gives you a little time to relax a little bit, maybe get a little bit of extra practice, not have to worry about playing so many games.
And you do get that one extra day, so that's always nice.
Yeah, Cowlet finishing out final fight their finals limits here, and then Trash Pizza and Slink, pretty much right next to each other.
All right, GG's to Khaled. Yeah, we get the final finish here. These guys are both about to finish at roughly the same time.
Roughly the same time. Yeah, but Slink has about a... How much to load this? 30 seconds, 40-ish, somewhere in there.
That's about like 19 seconds actually. Wait, oh, I'm looking at the wrong number. Oh my god. Wow, that is actually a big difference. That was almost like 40 seconds. 40, 50 seconds. It's about 43, I think.
Yeah, but somewhere in that 40, so a little bit of advantage for Slink here.
Yeah, Slink is gonna enter engine core. Let's see when the timer stops. 123.04. Oh yeah, he's about 51 seconds ahead of Trash Pizza right now. But see, it's about that real time finish now.
The real time finish, where they're relatively like 5 seconds apart.
Oh my god, that damage. 52 strength. I think that was 56 magic. Yeah, 56.
56 magic.
Ooh, Trash Pizza having a bit of struggles. I'm surprised you haven't thought about summoning Stitch out here. You're just sending your party members.
Little odd of a choice, but
either that, you do final form. I've seen people do master form, depending on the strats.
Yeah, they definitely could have done master. Yeah, they have masters. They definitely could have done that.
Alright, so Trash Pizza is done through Armored 1 now. We have Slink on to Armored 2. About halfway through the fight. You know, getting the chair bonk.
So many times that chair will just eat your combo. Trash Pizza a little low on the damage to get that first little phase out. Slink finishing up Armor 2 here, going into Final Zemnis here. And then Trash Pizza is going to finish off their Armor 2 here as well. So a little bit of time for Slink. Unfortunately, a few of those reflects seemed like they were a little early and didn't get quite all the damage in there, but still a good chunk.
Ooh, the slide dash or flash step failing. Oh, do you get? Oh, okay. You don't try to hit him. Okay, that's fair. Play a little bit safe. Go straight to laser phase. Okay, unfortunately for Slink, you are reflecting a tiny bit early. Or sorry, a tiny bit late. Kind of want to
little late on
a little bit
those.
sooner. Ooh, goes for the session. Interesting choice here. Fortunately attacks the clone. Oh, does get the clone out though. Can just scissor him or get him with that one Riku RC, I think. I forget which one is which. No, it's the whatever the X one is. But you can break him out if you're lucky enough. Oh wait, is Trash Pizza gonna do this?
Trash Pizza going for the
Go for the Sensuken. This should kill. No, Trash Pizza.
No!
You should have gone for the R's.
All you had to do was hit R's.
Oh no. Oh. It actually would have killed because your damage stat is insane.
Yeah.
Oh, he barely got it a session. Oh no, Slink got grabbed. He has no MP and didn't throw an ether. But I think on that note, that does mean that is GG's for Trash Pizza.
GG's to Trash Pizza here.
And so I think they actually might have sniped out. They might have sniped out Slink here.
He's got 40 seconds left, so
yeah. Do you make this? Oh, this won't kill. This is definitely not going to kill. And you're also pushing him out of bounds. Oh no. It's a little awkward. Oh, okay. Realizes. Oh, you have to throw items. You have to throw items. Oh, you get domed here. You are absolutely getting domed here.
Yeah, you're getting domed. There's no way.
Oh no. Yeah. It's quite unfortunate. You don't have the items properly prepped if you don't throw your ethers during the session. As a reminder, you can actually just throw any item you want during the session. But if you do not throw one and you're in that MP recharge, it's going to be a rough time. But I think on that note, that does mean we have our finalized results and we have our top 4 for Eat the Crown. Congrats to Little Herdez, Bob, Rapspect, and Warehouse Jesus. All these guys will qualify for top 4. Meanwhile, Danimal, Callet, Halfing, Trash Pizza, and Slink all get to start the next format in relegations, so they don't have to do the dreaded qualifiers. The qualifiers had like 20, 28 people play live.
25 somewhere. They had an amazing turnout actually.
22 asyncs and then 22 live asyncs. People. No, my bad. Yeah, 22 live players and 5 or 6 asyncs. So that was where did y'all come from? y'all are nuts.
Yeah. Honestly, I was surprised for qualifiers that many people showed up, and I was like, where did you all people crawl out of the woods from? Like, where were you for everything else?
Yeah, GG's to these guys. We'll see them play in a couple days.